Hi friends, it's Loli. Welcome back. Let's jump in right into the video. Today we have a collaboration. It's a napkin exchange. We exchanged napkins and we're going to be doing some great DIY using those. And the host for this challenge is Sarah from Sunflowers and DIYing, and the co-host for this month is Cynde from Z9 Designs. The link to their channels and to the playlist is in the description box below. Okay, my friends, for today's DIY, we will be using one of these houses from the DollarTree, and I'm going to go ahead and paint it white using my Black & Decker chalk paint. Then I'm going to take some of my black chalk paint and my fan brush to create some streaks in all the top section there, just going in the same direction. And before that dried, I went back with the white and I am going over it to create some distressing, but I do want the colors to kind of blend it together a bit. And I did that until I was happy with the outcome. Then once I dried it, then I'm coming in with some more white, just touching it up in some areas where they were a little bit rough. And once I'm happy with how the surface is feeling, I'm going to take this napkin and I'm going to take one of these bunnies out. I'm just going to go ahead and tear it. I want jagged edges that are going to blend onto the surface. Friends, if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for clicking on my video. And if you're one of my regular viewers, I love you dearly and thank you so much for your support. Alright guys, and you see me there tearing that up. I'm just trying to make it kind of uniform, but at the same time a bit jagged. Once I was happy with it, I'm going to go ahead and separate the napkins. I'm going to bring it down to a single ply, being the ply that has the printed image. Friends, if you're not yet, please consider subscribing and press the notification bell so you get notified when I upload any new videos. Alright, here I'm using my matte Mod Podge and I'm going to spread it around in a nicely, even but not so thick layer. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have enough for the entire surface of where the napkin is. Once I'm happy with how the coat is looking, I am adding my ply of the napkin down. I am starting from the bottom, pressing down very lightly, making sure to remove any wrinkles as I'm going. And I'm just making sure here that everything is nice and straight. And I'm starting in the bottom and then, smoothing it out. I want this to blend in seamlessly onto the surface, but I do want that to be a bit darker to also stand out a little bit. And I just make sure to tack down the edges very well, and I use my brush to blend the corners in so it doesn't look like Mod Podge. And here I'm using my roller just to get rid of any other wrinkles, and I'm just gonna let it sit and dry with that. The edges were starting to bubble up a little, so I just used a paper towel and I just tapped it down just to remove some excess humidity from it or moisture, just to make sure that it dries nice and flat. Then I'm taking some of these tiny pots that I got from the DollarTree and I'm going to paint them using my chestnut color from Apple Barrel. For the first one, I gave a single coat to the entire thing. I wanted these to look like terracotta planters. For the second planter, I'm using the same paint, but I'm only covering the bottom section. I'm just cutting crease right here, nice and carefully, and I'm going to leave that top lip on the original color, and I'm just painting the bottom part with the same chestnut color that I use from Apple Barrel. For the third and final planter, I painted the top lip using the same chestnut color along with the edges. Now I'm going to come in with some of these little fences that I got during Christmas time from DollarTree, and I'm going to go ahead and glue one piece on each of the sides there, as you see there, and I'm going to also add another piece on there, making sure that my posts are in the outer corner and on the edges of the opening. Then I'm just going to go ahead and use some hot glue to attach all this together. Quick question for you guys. Do you guys decorate for Easter, or do you decorate separately for spring, or you decorate for a combination of both? And what is your style? Do you like a specific colors, or do you go with neutral decor? Just let me know in the comments. Quick question. Have you subscribed yet? Go ahead and do it. It is free and it means the world to me. fox. I love these little fences. They are so cute. I wish I picked up some more, but I will if they are available next year, or I should say this year. All right. Then I came in with some of this boxwood from Walmart, and I'm going to take a tiny piece of floral foam and I'm going to place it inside my little planter, just cutting it to fit in, and then adding a dab of hot glue, pressing it all the way down, and I'm going to just press the little piece of boxwood into the floral foam, and I'm going to take a bit of hot glue and I'm going to glue in some of the Spanish moss to cover the floral foam and give this a little bit more stability. And I did this with all 3 of my planters. For the first 2 that I'm doing here, I used a full little bunch that I took off of the stems there, and for the second one I'm just going to go ahead and trim it a bit. With the hot glue, guys, the boxwood was trying to bend and become malleable, but just hold it in place until it hardens up all over again. So here, as I showed you, I'm just taking some more of the floral moss and cutting a very, very tiny piece. I cut a piece here big enough to use for my 2 planters, and I'm going to cut that in half and add one into this planter, push it all the way down, making sure to clean off. I'm taking the piece of boxwood and pressing it right down over there, same way as I did the previous one. And again, some more Spanish moss. Put some hot glue on top of your foam, and we are done with that. And just make sure to give it a little haircut just to have things nice and neat. And then, you know, just do as much moss. So if you prefer to use floral, not floral foam, sorry, floral moss instead, that can also work. I just wanted that little, you know, brown feel to it, so I went with the Spanish moss. For this one, since the pot is so tiny, I'm going to cut my moss a little bit smaller. And here you see me how I'm cutting the piece of boxwood into 2 separate pieces just to make this a smaller plant. And I'm cutting my Spanish moss so it fits nicely on top of this as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and add my hot glue to the top of the foam and add my moss like I did with the other ones, just making sure to carefully place it all around the entire pot and stuff it down as I'm doing that, and making sure that my leaves are still looking up, and then just trim the little excess right there. And those are 3 of them that I did. I love these little things. I got these at the DollarTree as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim the first one that I forgot to trim, and I'm taking a tiny bit of hot glue. I'm going to attach this to one side, and I'm going to put the other pot where the other one was, and I attach all of them with a tiny bit of hot glue to make sure that they stay in place. All right, my friends, now I'm taking some of these small popsicle sticks from the DollarTree. I used 2, and I just use my miter tool there to cut off one of the ends. I just cut off the rounded edge, trying to get a straight line there. And I did that for one side of each of the popsicle sticks. Then I took my sanding file there, and I'm just filing it down to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. I did that with both of them. And I'm going to go ahead and use my chestnut color from Apple Barrel once again. And I'm going to cover my popsicle sticks using that paint. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, I threw the paint all over the table. But anyway, I still just used my brush, took it up with it, and I'm just, you know, making sure to coat this completely. And I just did one side. I should have done both sides, but I just didn't think it will show. But you'll see later on what I mean. All right, so now that everything is dry, I'm going to go ahead and take some of this hot glue and put it all along the side that's not painted. And this is going to be the little roof to my little house. And it's the same color as my pots. So it's like a perfect coordination here. And I just did that, and pretty much that's it. But I did miss a little piece there, so I'm just touching up, being very careful not to get the paint on the white. And my friends, this is complete. Let me know what you think. I really love this little thing. I was thinking of maybe putting a bow where the roof is right there, because I feel like it's like negative space, but I'm not sure yet. You guys let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And if you would like to follow me on social media, here are my social media links. Have an amazing day. Bye.